everybody, I'm Jeremy and this is
Kate.
And we're going to show you what we've been working on for this Halloween 2016 season. Here's a homemade gravestone, and these are homemade tufted doors for a Halloween display this year. These tufted doors were based on an idea from looking at pictures of old entrances of nightclubs and restaurants and bars. To make something tufted is a little tricky, but it's not so hard. Basically, the idea for tufting is to sew buttons through the back of a puffy material to get that tufted look. Puffy, whatever you want to call it. For this, all we used was a sheet from a bed. The backing was simple padding you buy at any arts and crafts store. Thread, needle, we used fishing wire to thread the buttons through. Secure them to a back, a piece of thick cardboard with the styrofoam in between. Secured them, and that's how we got the tufted doors. We built the frames on afterwards. The frames were used from old picture frames, big old picture frames from a department store, and these handles were bought simply at your local hardware store. They were attached to this facade, which is a simple 2x4 facade on hinges, and it opens up just like this. It gives it that very old Baroque, creepy 1920s to 30s look to it. Simple sheets of insulated foam would be great for your homemade gravestone. Glue them together with any adhesive you could find that will attach to styrofoam. Simple spray paint will decay a little bit of your styrofoam. We have pictures that we're going to post in a later video to show you exactly how we made the writing and sculpted out the inlays.
Alright guys, so this is the foam. We use a little Gorilla Glue here, just cut out a bat on the top. You can see how secure it is. A couple pieces of foam together here. Filed it down with either like some fine grit or some really harsh grit paper. Big files, big wood files. Filled the whole bottom in with spray foam. Look how secure. Upside down. What I did in the bottom is I drilled a couple of holes up here so I can put a couple pieces of rebar in there if I ever need to put it outside. This year I don't think we're going to, so for now it's good just as it is. Oh, by the way, same thing on the door, the foam. All it is spray painted, which what it does is it wears away and it looks like this one here. Keeps a little bit away at the foam, gives it that really nice worn effect. Okay guys, so for the wall decor, as Bri calls it, or decor as it's normally called, we use the stencil here. We bought this just at Joann Fabrics. Use their coupons, 40% off. Join their little app. Okay, 40% off. We've taped a big thing around it, okay, to give us a little bit of a border so we could prevent from overspray. Spray. When we came up here, we leveled every one. We waited till the end until we bent them to make sure that those ones were the most ones that weren't going to come out the most even. Leveled all these, spaced them. So do any tricky ones at the end because you're going to bend this. This bends. This isn't how we started out. We started out doing really nice ones like this. You know, you can reuse it for the other side. We flipped it the other way. You could do different kind of stenciling. You could even put one in the middle this way of these if you wanted to, if you space them up differently. Stencil, good. Wallpaper, expensive.
Hey guys, Stephanie here from WinterHaven Haunters. This is one of our first pneumatic props that we've built. It's still in the process right now. But this is Scully. Our nice little gory prop here. So what I did with him is I got just a plastic skull head. He didn't have a jaw, so I got another jaw off of a different skull. Hot glued him on there, gave him a very crooked, kind of deformed look, and then I went in with liquid latex and cotton for all these little ugly, nasty tendons in his face. And up on his skull up top are pieces of red yarn that I pulled apart very finely and stuck them in with liquid latex. And of course I used different colored paints all over. He's still kind of wet, just painted him. I did paint washes, which is just some paint with some water. Let it sit for a few minutes, wiped it down with a rag or a paper towel. And I just kept going over it till I achieved the color that I wanted. Then I went on there with a ton of fake blood. Goblin's blood and the Elmer's glue mixed with blood. To give him that really gross look. And we inserted some LED lighting through his throat. So you can see through his eyes, his nose, his mouth, and his throat. And he's on a outdoor light sensor. So it triggers and he'll come popping out. And then right next to it, we have a crate that when it gets censored, this goes off at the same time. And it's just gonna go up, slam. And like I said, we're still in the process of doing the final touches in this one. Okay guys, so like I was talking about earlier, that this crate will pop up and slam down, and Scully is on a scissor mechanism. So they're both triggered by this outdoor motion sensor. So when you walk by it, he's gonna jump out at you, and this crate right here behind me is gonna pop up and slam down shut, just like this. Oh. Got too close. And that took for a few more seconds than normal because it's just warming up. So as you see, normally it wouldn't stay up as long.
Hi guys, it's Bryant here from WinterHaven Haunters. I'm pretty much like the mechanic and gadget guy. I like to take things apart. I like to put them back together, see how they work, how they move. This year, our first prop ever for pneumatics. I built it with a scissor mechanism. I just used 1/4 inch, 3/4 inch square aluminum tubing. Cut them all out about 18 inches, bolted them all together in a scissor mechanism pattern. And when it goes up, Scully here will jump up in the air. Now we have it all running. Actually, I used probably one of the simplest ways of doing this down here is I actually used a screen door pneumatic plunger. You can get these anywhere from $7 to probably $38 depending on the quality you want to get. This is an old cheap one my father had laying around, and I hooked it up with a simple air line and have it running through into a pneumatic solenoid that's powered by a motion sensor from a floodlight. You hook it all up, and when someone trips the motion sensor, what will happen is the light will actually turn on from the floodlight, which clicks the solenoid and releases the air to the cylinder, throwing Sully into the air. He only goes up and in because of the mount. I mounted it kind of a slight angle, so when he does go up, it kind of brings the whole scissor mechanism more up into the air, so Sully can actually get a little bit of height on you. With the switch, we also put an LED cord, just one I got from Walmart for $12. It comes with 2 of them. I hardwired it in with the solenoid itself, so when the mechanism goes off, there's actually a light coming out of Sully's head. At the same time, I have a 3-way splitter in my wire, so I can have 2 pneumatic cylinders going off at once. The second cylinder I have underneath this crate, simply just popping up every time. Well, it pops up the same as the other sensor, so they pop at the same time, and the plunger just comes up about 4 inches. Bought that for $8 off Amazon, and it throws this up, and the chain slams it down, and gets a good loud effect that we all like. If you guys have any questions or you like the video, please like, subscribe, and show us some love, guys. We love what we do it for fun, and we'd love to show you how to scare some more people. Have a great night.